Welcome to another lesson of AP Statistics. This lesson is the last lesson of Chapter 2. Learning target today is to determine whether a distribution of data is approximately normal from graphical and numerical evidence. Moving on, we have here a Chapter 1 test scores for 80 of the current AP Statistics students. We have 80 test scores. This is a lot, right? Is the distribution of Chapter 1 test scores approximately normal? So it's asking us if we were to graph this, what would be the shape of the distribution? Would it be normal, meaning symmetrical, right? Would it be skewed left? Would it be skewed right? What would it be looking like? It could be uniform, it could be unimodal, we don't know. So in order for us to know, I think the best way to know is to graph the distribution, right? And if we graphing this by hand, it's a lot of numbers. It might take us a little bit, like 10 minutes to just graph this whole thing and make a dot plot or make a stump plot or whatever. But we can use this Statplet, right? Why don't we use that? So if you go to statplet.com, I already did it. So I went all the way through. So you don't have to do it in here. Just follow along with the video because it's a lot of numbers to type. Okay, so we have here the data of the test scores, and I put them in. It doesn't have to be, it could be in any order for as long as you have spaces in between. And then I just click begin analysis and I will get my graph, my dot plot to be specific. Okay, and when we look at the dot plot, what do you think is the shape? Would you say that this is approximately normal? Would you say that this is symmetrical? Right? But with this 1, 2, 3, with these 5 dots in here, it looks like that the shape would be skewed left, yeah? It's just like going down in here. So you can, maybe some people would say this is symmetrical or normal. Some people would say this is skewed left. But put an answer on your paper and let's find out at the end of the lesson if this is really symmetrical or normal or is this skewed left. Now another way to describe, to know the shape of the distribution is if we know the mean and the median, right? Because we know that if it's normal, then the mean and the median would be the same. If it's skewed right, we know that the mean is bigger than the median. If it's skewed left, we know that the median is bigger than the mean. So let's also, when you click begin analysis, it will give you the 5, it's the number summary statistics, and it's also you have the 5 number summary in here. And let's compare the mean and the median. It's not exactly the same, right? Because the median is 83 and the mean is 81.76. It looks like that the median is bigger than the mean. What shape is that? That's skewed left, right? But then if you look again, you know where this is test scores. If the mean is 82, if I round the mean, and that's just 1 point, right? Difference from the mean and the median. Is that 1 point enough to say that this is normal or this is skewed left? Okay, let's find out. And now by just looking at the summary statistics and by looking at the graph, it's kind of like, okay, I don't know if it's really normal or I don't know if it's skewed left. There is a solution to that problem. There is what we call a normal probability plot, okay? The normal probability plot is another option or the best option to prove if a certain distribution is a normal distribution. First, to check normality, we did the graph, and then we compare the mean and the median. But then we kind of like saying, oh, it's not enough, right? It's not enough because the mean and the median are so close to each other that we could say it's equal to each other. And the graph was like, it looks skewed left, but it looks also approximately normal. But by doing a normal probability plot, it would tell you if the distribution is normal or not. Okay? Now, if the normal probability plot is approximately linear, you know what linear is, right? Okay, if the normal probability plot is approximately linear, so if the dot forms like a line, the distribution of data is approximately normal. Okay, because we do not have, let me go back to the values. Because we do not have the, what is that called? We don't have the normal probability plot, we're going to make our own. And this is the first time you're going to be using your calculator. So I would like you to turn on your calculator. When I click the button, it will turn into red. So even though you're not following with what I have on my right side on the screen, you can tell by whatever I click is going to be red. So you click menu. Sorry. You click on first. You click on, and you'll see the screen. And then you'll click new document on your right side, new document. And then you're gonna be going to add data in statistic, add list in spreadsheet, sorry. So I'm thinking of something else. Okay, I will repeat that. So I'm gonna click on, and then click new document, and I'm gonna click add list in spreadsheet. Okay? When you click that, it will give you a spreadsheet. And then make sure that you name your distribution. You can name it with whatever letter. I'm going to name it X for now, just because. And then I'm going to put all my numbers. So I'll put 70, 78, I'll put 78. I'll put them in column, not in row, right? In column, all the way down, all 80 scores. And I already have them listed in here, but you can pause the video and put all the numbers in and then just come back when you're ready. But I already have it in here. So hopefully you guys survive on putting all 18 numbers on the calculator. And the next step would be, I'm going to click, hopefully you're following, I'm going to click doc. You see doc over here, doc for document. And then I'm going to click insert. You see insert. Number 4, and then I'm going to click number 7, data in statistics, and then I'll have all those 80 values scattered all over the place. And then you see here, click add variable, that's for y-axis if we have y, but we only have one variable here. So I'm going to click add variable on the x-axis. And then you know that letter that you named your spreadsheet earlier, it would come up here. I name mine X, so I have X in here. So I can click that, and boom, it will create a dot. Oh, what is this? 7. I think I made a mistake. Let me find out what that is. I have a 7. Hold on, you guys. Oh, there you go. 65. That should not be 7, right? That should be 70, 65. Where would that coming from? 78. That should be 78. Okay, I got a mistake. So I'll go back to doc. And then I'll go insert, data in statistics. And then I'm back. And there you go. So I have here is the same dot plot what I had earlier for my stoplet. Okay, you don't really have to worry about like, oh, I missed 190 or I missed 180. That's okay, as long as you didn't make a big deal. When I had earlier, I had a 7. Like there is no 7. Yeah. Oh, hopefully that didn't happen to you. So I now have my dot plot over here. Now, to make a normal probability plot, you're going to click menu. You see menu. And then you see plot type number 1. Plot type number 1. And you go all the way and click normal probability plot. When you click the normal probability plot, all the numbers or the dots will then go around the line. Okay? So this is now the line that we wanted to make, okay? If the dots are close or on the line forming a linear distribution, then we can tell that it is, the distribution is approximately normal. Okay? And it looks like our dots are on or around the line. And so we can then tell that this distribution, the normal test scores, this is approximately normal because the probability plot that we drew is approximately linear. Okay? And let me go back to my big ideas. And then for when you do justify your answer, all you have to say, yes, it's normal because the normal probability plot is approximately linear, and then the distribution of data is approximately normal. Now, why am I not saying linear? If you look back at your picture on the calculator, the lines are not really on the dots are not really on the line. Some of them are deviating from the line, right? That's the reason why I say it's approximately linear. And also, that's the reason why I'm saying approximately normal. It is a super bad language if you say that the distribution is normal. You cannot say the distribution of data is normal. Always say approximately normal. Always add in the word approximately. Okay? And then, let me put a kind of picture of the graph. So they would have to form a linear distribution in order for us to say that the distribution of scores is approximately normal. Okay, let's have an example here. The following figure is a normal probability plot of the emissions of carbon dioxide per person in 48 countries. Use the graph to determine if this distribution of carbon dioxide emissions is approximately normal. So the one that we have in here, we have the expected z-score. Oh, by the way, this is the normal probability plot shows the z-score distribution on z-score value on the y. So 0 means that was your mean, yeah? Okay? That was in the mean. And then these are 3 standard deviations above the mean. And then these dots here are standard, those are the dots below the mean. Okay, and I think you guys know that already. So, just like what we have in here, does this look like linear? So if we draw a line across it, right? Does that look like linear? Or even if I go here, are the dots following a linear distribution? It doesn't look like, right? And so it looks like it's a curved distribution. But here's the catch. You do not say that because the normal probability plot is curved, you don't say it's curved, you don't say anything else, but you just say linear or not linear. Okay? And so because, let me click my answer in here, because, and of course you're gonna add the context. The distribution of carbon dioxide emissions is not approximately normal because the normal probability plot is not linear. Okay? And I hope that I have explained it a little bit better in this video. If not, please let me know if there's any confusion. I will see you on the next video. Bye!